What's going on, Israel and the rest of the world? Hey, this is your boy, just coming back with you. This is the Lions Roar channel. Just want to make another video. And today's video is going to be my top 10 Bible verses of Genesis. Now, I just want to make this video just to, just share with the world, my top 10 and why they my top 10 verses out of the book of Genesis. So once you you go into the comment sections, and after you look at the video, please share some of your top 10 or some of your top verses in Genesis. Like I said, these are my top ones, so don't leave a whole bunch of nasty comments in the comment section because I left one of your verses out. So I just ask that you kindly share ones that ones that are important to you, and also too, tell us why it's important to you. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the great book of the beginnings in the Bible, true to the meaning of its Hebrew and Greek names, meaning the beginning and also the birth of. Genesis permits us to view the beginning of a multitude of realities that shape our daily existence. The creation of the universe and the planets, Earth, origins, plant, animal life, and the origins of human beings, marriages, families, nations, industries, artistic expressions, religious rituals, prophecy, sin, law, crime, conflict, punishment, and also death. All right, coming in at number 10 for the top 10 Bible verses from Genesis is Genesis 9, verses 2 through 5. And this is important to me because this signifies the first time man could start eating meat. So let's read the verse. Genesis 9, verses 2 through 5. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of every man, at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. So, as you can see, that's a very important verse, just simply because it shows that, you have the herbs of the field, and now meat was put on the menu for man to eat. But not every meat, but as you go through the dietary laws, you will see that there are some things that you cannot eat that are abominations, such as pork, all shellfishes. The only fish that you should be eating is fishes with scales, and also beef, chicken, and those are pretty much what's on the menu. But you can go through Leviticus and find the dietary laws. Also, too, it also talks about the blood. You're not supposed to eat the blood. You're supposed to get your food well done and not eat of the blood, because the blood is very significant, and it all boils down to Christ shedding His blood for us on the cross. So, with that being said, that's number 10. Coming in at number 9 on my top 10 Bible verses from Genesis is Genesis 25, verses 23 through 27, which is the story of Jacob and Esau. So here it is. Verse number 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. The one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came out his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so this has numerous implications as who's the true children of Israel are. As you can see, God kind of told Abraham and his wife that they're going to be two manner people in their stomach. And so Rebecca was like, why are these children fighting so much? Why am I cursed? And he told her that they're going to be two manner of people in her womb. And when they be separated, the eldest is going to serve the younger. So Esau is going to serve Jacob. Jacob, as we'll get into later on, will be called Israel. So Jacob comes the line of the Hebrew Israelites in the 12 tribes of Israel that's going to come out of the seed. So the seed always goes through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So eventually Esau became the Gentile nations, or the commonplace European man, just to kind of simplify it. So you have the nation of Israel, who are considered to be, people that are chosen by God, which are the so-called black people, who are melanated people, who were scattered across the world via the slave trade, from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 68. That's the prophecy that was being fulfilled, and this is further on down the line of that prophecy. So another thing, Esau is a cunning hunter. As you know, most melanated people, they don't really like to hunt. That's more of a European type of thing, to go hunt for elephants, lions, all those different things. But Jacob was a plain man. He dwelt in tents. He just wanted to chill out and relax. So that's number 9. Number 8, Jacob's name is changed to Israel. Break of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for thy daybreak. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. So there we have it. Jacob had to get his name changed to Israel so that the seed of Christ could come through the lineage that God made a covenant with his father. God made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So this is just the fulfilling the prophecy. So the man that wrestled with him appears to be an angel, and that the angel had to bless Jacob to get his name changed to Israel. So once again, there's a pattern developing here, and it should let you know who the true people of Israel are versus the Jewish converts that are over there now, the Ashkenazi Jews that are over there now. These people that we're talking about right here, Jacob, the line of Jacob that comes out of 12 tribes of Israel, are melanated people, not Ashkenazi. So we just need to, get that straight and let the truth speak for itself. That's the problem with the world, is that it's too much lying going on, and that's why the Most High is mad at the whole world, because the truth is not being told, and it's time for the truth to come out. The truth always comes out in the end. And that's it for number 8. Coming in at number 7 on my top 10 Bible verses from Genesis is Genesis chapter 37, verses 26 through 28. This is the story of how Joseph was sold into slavery. So let's read. Verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother in our flesh. And his brethren were content. Then there passed by a Midianite merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. So that's right there why I like this story, because this is the first documented time that someone was sold into slavery. And guess what? It was done by his brothers, the Hebrew Israelites. So really the first slave was actually an Israelite selling his brother into slavery to the Ishmaelites. So, the white man may have enslaved us, but that was the first documented person that was sold into slavery, from the Israelite standpoint. That I could see that's documented in the Bible. So that was that, and the reason they sold their brother into slavery is because Joseph was always getting prophetic dreams about he would be the one that would be the king over in Egypt, second in command behind Pharaoh, and he was just a prophetic person, and his brothers didn't like that because they said, well, that would make you better than us. So they pretty much just sold him into slavery. So that's why I like that story. 5 through 7. And this is the Abraham covenant, the covenant that God made with Abraham, all right, and no other nation. All right, so let's get into it. Verse number 5. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. So that's abundantly clear right there. God changed his name to Abraham because he's going to be a father of nations. And the line is going to come through him, through which Christ is going to come through. So that's the importance of Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Abraham came through this seed of Shem, which makes him Shemitic. That's how the Jews are going to come through, and the Jews are going to come through the lineage of David, through Judah, and bring Christ. So that's why this is so vitally important. So we established that the covenant was made through Abraham. So there be many covenants. So like we saw earlier, he made a covenant with Noah. He made a covenant with Abraham, and he also made a covenant with Isaac. And that's it for number 3. Then the devil said, you shall not surely die. So this is important right here. So let's get into it. All right. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for God do know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So right here, this is the first lie that was ever told in the history of mankind. The devil lied to Eve, telling her that she shall not surely die, when God had already told her that if they eat from this fruit, that they shall surely die. And that was chapter 2, verses 17. So let me just jump into that one right quick and tie it all together. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in that day thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. So, that's a little play on words. And, the serpent, which is the Satan, the devil, he told her that you're not going to surely die. And the woman, therefore, she ate of the lies. And that's what got mankind in trouble. All right. So that's, you got to be careful because that's how mankind got in trouble. You can't be eating the lies of the devil because he's going to lie to you each and every time without fail. So that was number 2. And coming in at number 1 of my top 10 Bible verses from Genesis is Genesis 1, verses 3 through 4. This is when God said, let there be light. So let's get into it. Starting off with chapter 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So the key point in that is God divided the light from the darkness. And I like to think that this is the premises for the whole book. You have the sheep and the goats, which are going to be separated. The wheat from the tares, which are going to be separated. Good and evil, which should be separated. Those who follow the commandments and keep them versus those who do not follow them and keep it. So all those things on the right hand side equals light. The left hand side equals darkness. So you have a light that ruled the darkness, and you have a brighter light that lights up the day. So it's actual, and it's all metaphors also. So those things you should be. That's why I say you should be a light into this world. Jesus came as the light of the world. Darkness hates light. These are all things that should be registering in your mind. When he said, who takes their light and put it up under a bed, or put it up and you cover your light up, it doesn't do any good. You're supposed to let your light shine. Light always penetrates darkness. Darkness cannot penetrate light. So Jesus is the light of the world. He's coming, and that's why probably that's why I picked it to be the top 10, because it kind of encompasses the whole concept of the Bible and what God stands for, that he wants to separate us at the end to be spiritual beings in his image that he made. Right now we're in a fleshly image, but at the last day after Judgment Day, everybody will receive a spiritual body, and the light will be in the kingdom of heaven, which will be on this earth, and the darkness will be people that will be in the lake of fire. So with that being said, that's the top 10. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you found this edifying. All right, peace and love.